Hello.
Welcome, advanced Vedic mathematics course, phase 2, Purushottam Yoga, Geeta, chapter 15, lesson 56, 8th week, workshop. Shalokas 1 to 4. Today, in this last session of the 8th week, the first week of phase 2, Purushottam Yoga, we are going to have a revision of, we are going to have a workshop of what we have learned during this week. Chapter 15 of Geeta is Purushottam Yoga. Purushottam word, conceptual word, is of TC value 49, and 49 is equal to 7 square, and 7 square is equal to 1 more than 48, and it is 2 into 4 into 6 plus 1. That means it is a step ahead of the dimensional frame of 6 space, and this step ahead would mean that from dimensional frame we are reaching at the origin. Therefore, this yoga is essentially taking us to the origin of a 6 space. Origin of a 6 space would mean is 7 space, and 7 space has 5 space as a dimension, and 5 space as a dimension would mean that there will be a flow of a transcendental content, 5 space content. This flow will enter the creator's space. Creator's space entry is through his cosmic windows. There are as many as cosmic windows, 8 components. And this chapter, as of shlokas 1 to 20, makes 20 phases of this manifestation or this reach at the origin of a 6 space. Number 20 is equal to the spectrum of D7, that is 7 space content. The 7 space content means at the origin 7 space. So at the origin 7 space, there is a 7 space content. This content will flow from Bindu Sarovar and reach Tripundram, the eastern streams, ultimately as a swastik pada, and 9 6 space as dimension, we will take to 9 space. So it will be 9, 7, 3 and 1, making it 20. This is called a Divya Ganga Pravaha. Therefore, there is going to be a Divya Ganga Pravaha from the origin of 6 spaces Surya. It in fact is the spectrum of 7 space. D7 splits as 7, 5, 5 and 3. These are the features which we have to imbibe to have a comprehension of this phenomenon of the Purushottam Yoga as a knowledge and as an enlightenment. In this background, we can proceed further, and for it we know shloka 1, shloka 2, shloka 3 and shloka 4. These are the 4 shlokas with respect to which we had some knowledge, some information, some features in the previous lessons. Now let us revisit what we have known for in the previous lessons about these shlokas. See, text is in letters. Text is, so it makes words, then syllables, then letters, then TCV values. These are the features. Therefore, if when we will be having text in our hands, we will see that shloka 1 is having 9 words. Shloka 2 as well has 9 words. Shloka 3 has 12 words and Shloka 4 has 15 words. So this is the first feature. This makes 45, and 45 we know is equal to summation value of 1 to 9. It is of organization 23 plus 22. It is equal to Nav Brahm, and here it is H6 in small h6, that is 6 space as origin of a 5 space. So we are in fact having this feature with us in terms of the organization of the text as words. Now let us proceed ahead and see and count how many are the syllables of the text of 1, the text of 2, 3 and 4. This text of 1, 2, 3 and 4 as it is will help us appreciate that we are having as many as 30 syllables for shloka 1, 44 for shloka 2, 45 for shloka 3 and again 44 for shloka 4. So 30, 44, 45 and 44. This makes the total 9, 13, 1, 5, 9, 13, 61, 63. We are having 163 syllables for all the 4 shlokas. We had 45 words, and 45 had given us these features. Now see 163. It is 1, 6 and 3. This is, if put in a cyclic format, And if we write 1, 6, and 3, this in other orientation will give us 136. This 136 as triple organization will have the placements 1, 3, and 6. These placement 1, this is synthesis of pair of having pair of linear dimensions. This would be triple linear dimensions, and synthesis value will be 1, 3, and 6. This feature as it is will further give clue and enlightenment. Still further, this is H8 and this is D13. It is H6 plus H6. It is again is D13. See these syllables of these four shlokas are having these features here. Let us now proceed ahead for the letters. See, there are 309 letters in the first shloka. Then there are 411 letters. Then ahead we are having 423. And finally we are having 436. Now these numbers, these quadruple numbers, have their own organization, and this organization is to be that in the initial stage we had a settlement of 8 directional frame, and this settlement had been by having a chase of the now transcendental content flow is from sun from its origin as of 7 streams from within which there is a flow of a transcendental content which enters the force space through the eastern window, and it enters, reaches up till the origin, the transcendental origin, which is enveloped within a creative boundary of 10 components, and this as such content when comes and fills these 10 components of the structural boundary. Here transcendental origin, so 21 into 10 is 210, and it becomes a creative envelope for the transcendental cavity. Therefore, here this phenomenon takes us to a that we are having a spatial quadruple spatial dimensions frame. The origin is solid, so value 3 raised to power 4 is 81. These 210 units, transcendental components, fulfill the creative envelope for the transcendental cavity. 81 units potentialize and transform the spatial order with the superimposition of a solid order. And then there is a transcendental cavity, a 5-space cavity, which is as 3, 4, 5, and 6 makes the value 18. This, as such as it is making for us 309. There are precisely 309 letters of the text of Geeta, chapter 15, shaloka 1. When that way, we will be parallel with the organization of the phenomenon of transcendental content manifestation within the creator's space at its transcendental origin seat. Then we will see that within the 8-directional frame format from its eastern cosmic window, from Purv, from east, there has been inflow of 21 units package. This reach is at the Kendra center, the origin seat, and then the inflow fulfills the creative boundary of 10 components. The spatial dimensional frame of the creator's space transforms into a solid superimposition, and the transcendental cavity has the flow of the format of hypercube 6. As a result, at the center of the 8-directional frame, at the transcendental component seat, there happens a transcendental cavity. This transcendental cavity is for flow of the transcendental content or within the creative boundary fulfilled with the transcendental component and the spatial frame having superimposed of the solid order. This is the attainment of phase 1. This is shloka 1 of chapter 15. One shall sit comfortably and be parallel with it. Once we will be parallel with it, then we can also simultaneously have a view that here the 8-directional frame with its center is having 9 fixation points. There are 9 versions of hypercube 4, G4 is 9, and text 1 is having as many as 9 words. Then we know that the 8-directional frame is having Agni Kone, the northeast direction. It is value 30 and it is H8. The shloka 1 is a composition of 9 words and 30 syllables. Next feature is